I would put it to you like this here. I would put it to you like this here, Legs. OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5. With Luka playing like that, we got go James. It don't matter. It don't matter. Bron James, Luka Doncic.
Did you just say Lakers in 5?
Yeah, he's speaking like a fan now.
You better get drug tested. Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you. Lakers in 5. Stop that nonsense.
Okay,
That's ridiculous.
I will say it one more time, Stephen A. Stephen A, one more time. Stephen, I want you to listen close. I want you to listen to, Legs. OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5.
I feel like stopping a nigga today. Oh, oh, oh. I feel like stopping a nigga today. Oh, oh. I feel like slapping a nigga today. Oh, oh. These motherfuckers on the road. How the hell they learn to drive? Job turkeys at my job, about to get a cool, cold, mean 5. Should've took the day off. Might slap my boss, my own damn kids, pissing me off, as if I hadn't had enough.
I know, obviously, like the trade was one of the things about it was obviously the shock of it and leaving Dallas, but another thing was you left behind a really good team that had just gone to the finals. Seeing your new team play at a level like this tonight, how does that hit you about its potential, this group's potential moving forwards, even in the immediacy, not just big picture, like right now?
Yeah, I think our goal is, I know our goal is to win championship. That's our only goal. And I think we have the team for that. Obviously the chemistry with me and the guys, is going to take a little time still. But, like you saw today, I think it's getting better and better.
It seemed like you guys had a very specific game plan in terms of, or strategy rather, with how you guys defended Jokic. I think his second fewest points he's had in the season, tied for his fewest field goal attempts. How encouraged were you not just by the effort, but the actual execution of that strategy, of that game plan, and how you guys hit the doubles on the post ups?
Yeah, I think the game plan was amazing. Obviously we all know what kind of play Jokic is, so it's very tough to guard him. So the way we did today, I think it was unbelievable, and we stick to the game plan for 48 minutes, which is amazing. And JJ said after the game, that's a big thing.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to a special GOAT James Kingdom show with the collaboration of FYF Sports Debate. We got Lamont in the building. What's good, Lamont?
Hey, what up, man? Chilling. Busy today, but I'm cool, man.
Yes. Lamont's been busy. Actually, we haven't got a chance to speak about the actual game itself, but like we always said, man, this is what we do here on FYF and GOAT James Kingdom. We talk the game of basketball. We break film down. We were talked about again by your boy Reggie.
I don't know what he said. I mean, it's probably something that don't make sense. Some people just emotional with it, man. Reggie just one of them people just emotional, man, for whatever reason. So, he hate being wrong too. So that's another thing. So.
Yeah, they hate being wrong. Oh, they hate it. They hate it. So now all of a sudden the Lakers role players are all of a sudden playing good. The reason I wanted to do this with you, Lamont, is because what I've been hearing about what the Lakers have done. You know what I hate hearing? Oh, the physicality. They were just tougher. They wanted it more. This type of nonsense talk is not why a team wins game. You should know this as you're preparing for a game tonight. And in your game plan, ain't nothing says, let's be tougher. Ain't nothing in your game plan says, hey, let's have some willpower to win this ball game tonight. You have X's and O's, game strategy, philosophy, like you stated, to help you win. So we're going to help people understand tonight how the Lakers, with their philosophy and game plan, was able to do what they were able to do on Saturday night. But they were never able to do that prior to that. I even went back and looked at the game in November, because remember the Lakers were playing good in the first half versus them in November, and they got blown out in the second half, just like they normally do. So it's going to be one of those things where Lamont and I are going to be able to break this down for y'all, because that's what we're here to do. We're just here to have a couple of hours with y'all. We're just going to show y'all some game film, and we're going to see if y'all can really understand the game of basketball without the nuances of the nonsense narratives about who's tougher and people just wanting it more. And you can't really break the film down. And since y'all saying we should be listening to NBA players, when we listen to them, they don't tell us what's happening on the basketball court. They don't explain drop coverages. Everybody's upset with you about your drop coverage comment, Lamont, as well. They didn't like the fact that you was shitting on the drop coverage, right? But like you said, it's
in basketball, man.
It's philosophy. It's your philosophy, right? Some coaches don't like playing zone defense in football, right? They want to play man on man, right? Get on your man. We don't want to play no zone, right? Some guys love the zone, right? They hate the opposite. Some linebackers don't like blitzing. Some linebackers don't like playing in coverage all game, right? But it's all dependent on your philosophy, right? Lamont ain't going into no drop.
Or Steve, man, I was thinking about, and I didn't really properly explain it the other day, right? So I was talking about drop coverage, right? So when people say drop coverage, or they just think it's something that AD does, the one element they forget out of drop coverage is now all 5 guys have to cater to AD being in drop coverages. So it changes the way Reeves can defend. You were talking about it the other day because you were talking about with AD and drop, it naturally shifts Bron over in more of a help position. Mm-hmm. And so now it's harder for him to contain the short roll guy, Aaron Gordon, in that corner, because he has to now really, really help AD as he's in drop coverage, because AD was in drop, and he really wasn't having an impact, but he was just putting a whole bunch of people around him out of position. So, I mean, hopefully people start to see it. I mean, I don't know how they haven't seen it already. I mean, there's more than enough film of AD not being there that shows you that they're a much better team without him. But, people are just they just don't want to accept it just yet. So, and I got something for Scap Attack coming too.
Oh, you got something for Scap Attack? But it's not even the fact that they're just better, like just to say it. It's not like we're just saying Anthony Davis is out there making 106 mistakes. We're just trying to explain to them within the strategy and the game plan of what you can do with your team. He limits you. He limits what you can do defensively. And this is why you're seeing a different Laker team without him, because they can do a lot of multitude of things now because Anthony Davis is not there. And even on offense, I'm starting to notice it as well, where he was just clogging up lanes. I'm noticing that Austin Reeves ain't sitting in the corner no more, just waiting for a corner three-pointer. Right? There's a lot of things that are open for the Lakers by doing that. But let's bring up the film, because that's the key part in all of this is bringing up the film, Lamont, because like you said, everything is in the film. And one of the things I wanted to bring up was how the Lakers' offensive transition was going to be deadly. So that's gonna help their defense, because once you miss a shot like this, right, and you think you make it, you have to play defense quickly, because this is what the Lakers are gonna do to you. They're going to push the ball. And then this is the Lakers playing transition defense. Look how many hands are active. Look at this. Guys running all over the place. And look, nobody wants to give them credit, and they're just saying, why are the role players doing this all of a sudden? Who is this Goodwin guy? Out of nowhere, he's playing defense for the Lakers. And then this is what you were saying. Look, you don't play drop coverage here. Why you don't play drop coverage? Because then you have to have so much more help. Like you said, you have to have help. So the real help right here is, like you said, is between the pick and roll. Am I correct, Lamont? Let me know if I'm wrong here.
Well, I think here, if you look at it, I think that's Nikola Jokic.
Yes, that's Joker.
Jokic is because the Denver coach isn't dumb. As much as you wouldn't want to put Nikola Jokic up on a screen, Jokic is well above the three-point line. There's a reason why he is not in drop, because the one thing you do not want is LeBron James with a head of steam waltzing into the paint with Nikola Jokic standing in the paint thinking that he's going to be able to do something to stop him. So at the end of the day, is even though Nikola Jokic isn't the greatest or most fleet of foot defender, he has to even step up to try to at least keep Bron out of the paint, because you have no chance if he turns that corner and he's just stomping downhill right at you in the paint. It's already over with then. But people want drop coverage. They think it's a viable. It no longer works no more. Guards are too good. It was good in the 90s, in the 80s maybe. It stopped being very viable in the 2000s on up. And
what? Yeah,
veterans are bad defenders.
And what it really the real reason why is because see you was able to play drop because at that pick guy was normally going to roll, but on this play here, if you look at Lamont, he doesn't roll, and this is why they get the open three because obviously this is like you said you stop. This is what makes LeBron so great, and this people understand. Watch how LeBron drags both his defenders further away so that Hachimura can be open for this 3-pointer, and it's wide open. Now what happens? Remember that help defense we were talking about, LeBron. That would be LeBron right there. MPJ is what LeBron would be doing, right? But if you're playing in drop coverage, right, and that man rolls or like in certain positions, that man's not shooting that 3, and you cut, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. He's defending 2 men by himself in this situation. So obviously, the Nuggets want to live with this. They don't think Hachimura can make these, but Hachimura can. But
go back to that play, because if you go back to that last play,
okay.
Difference. See, if a lot of people won't even mention this, but the Lakers use their offense as defense for Jokic. So normally, if that's AD, it's an easier cover for Nikola Jokic because
AD's not rolling. AD's not rolling to the wing 3-pointer.
Well, not just rolling. Even if he rolls out to the wing 3, he's only shooting 29% from the 3. Rui's shooting close to 40, if not above 40. And then for AD to even be effective, he's going to have to roll into the paint, which Nikola Jokic now having to chase a 40% 3-point shooter out to the wing and really contest, where he really didn't have to contest with AD because AD's 29%. You can probably rely on him to miss more than anything. What they now are doing is they were running Nikola Jokic all over the court on offense. So if you look at Nikola Jokic in the second quarter, he was gassed. So they used their offense to burn him out. And then on defense, I mean, we'll see what happens, but all they did was lean on him all night. They pressed him with or without the ball up and down the court. It was crazy.
No, now that you say that was something that I also noticed when they were playing the Nuggets throughout the those playoff series the last 2 years was, for one, they didn't allow Jokic to actually play on both sides of the floor. Like, they just didn't have to do it. Like, they never put that pressure on him on both sides of the floor. And then the same thing with Jamal Murray. They never really attacked him. So those guys necessarily were taking breaks on defense while it was time for them to go on offense. They would go ham. So, but yeah, that's what I noticed as well. They made the Denver Nuggets have to play defense because, again, the Lakers created so much space now because there isn't some guy sitting in the paint looking to get some mid-range jumper that y'all think is always effective in today's NBA. So here we go. Now, here we go. This is what we were talking about, right? This is the pick and roll that everybody was saying that we always talked about with the Denver Nuggets, right? They got Westbrook there, right? Obviously, the Lakers are playing with LeBron. What was that? Gabe Vincent, and I believe that's Vando on the top, and Hachimura. And again, they had Hachimura on Joker.
No, that's the new guard. Whoever the new guard is, I forgot his name.
Yeah, Goodwin.
Yeah, that's Goodwin up there with Hachimura.
That's Goodwin. Yeah, I'm talking about in the corner. Who's that in the corner? Let's see. Let's
it
let
looks
the
like
play
Gabe
go.
Vincent over in that corner. Is that DFS? It looks like Dorian.
Okay. So look, but
it's Dorian for sure. Yeah, it's Dorian. I think.
Yeah, and right there, you do exactly what you should do against Westbrook. Basically, give him that shot because you're not going to think Westbrook. But again, look at how Hachimura's playing it. He's if this was a better shooter, he should step up. But again, they're double teaming Joker without the ball, which is what I tell people all the time. Look, there's no position. They're trying to get Joker the ball. Joker can't get the ball. They're not going to let you do that. But now, obviously, with Jamal Murray, you're going to give up a shot with Jamal Murray playing defense this way. But this is the type of strategy that this is how they were frustrating the Denver Nuggets. That people didn't understand why Joker wasn't getting no shots off.
Well, this is just picking your poison right here. So if you look at LeBron, the Nuggets try to always hit Nikola Jokic on the roll, short roll in the middle of the court. They always want to try to roll them down the middle of the lane. The Lakers, you could tell that they've game planned a lot because you got DFS 1 foot in the paint, Bron 2 feet in the paint, Rui and Goodwin both hands-on body for Nikola Jokic. So there's really nowhere for Nikola. They can't throw it over the top. Bron's there. You can't throw direct past to Nikola Jokic. Russ right now is just dribbling at the shot clock. You got 6.2 seconds on the shot clock. And right now, Russ has to make a quick decision. Do I try to force this pass, which is probably going to be a steal, or do I shoot the 3? And at the end of the day, you live or die. The game plan is going to be we'll live with Russ shooting six of these threes right here. as opposed to letting Jokic get the ball. But and look at what Gabe's doing. That's how you know this is game plan, because everybody's in the paint except Gabe, who's closest to their best three-point shooter on the floor. Gabe's 2 feet out the paint. 1 step all towards the shooter, 2 steps off the ball. This is all calculated. This is all perfect defense. It's all calculated. This was all game plan. Whether they score or make it on this possession, they had a purpose. And their purpose was to really make life hard on Jokic and make the other guys do the scoring.
Yeah, well, they messed up on this was obviously not finishing the play by getting the rebound, because then you'll see here if Dorian Finney-Smith doesn't do a good job boxing out, and obviously Joker gets the rebound. But again, this is different. Look at the activity from them. Look how much activity you see, how much hands. Look at that. You see hands out. The rotation of the Lakers was perfect. And again, it forces them to take, a last-second shot, fade away. You can live with that. That's Joker doing that. Look at here. This is where Joker is at his best, like you said, dominating the game in that way. But the Lakers, again, in transition defense, which I thought was great. Yes, against the Denver Nuggets was also great. But like I was told you guys, listen, when you miss a shot like this, you have to run down the floor, because the Lakers are going to just kill you. That's how their defense is going to be even better, because of their transition offense. So here we go. Now we get them into this play. Look, this is Jackson Hayes coming out to stick Jamal Murray. You can live with that. That's good defense. Here goes LeBron James out there playing against Struthers. But again, the Lakers just got to play. Look, but this is active hands, brother. Like, they're just playing with not because they're just playing with more intensity or anything like that. They're playing good defense because they're using active hands. Look, they know they're blitzing him. LeBron's playing help side defense. All this is great, Lamont. I don't know where I have not seen the Lakers play like this. This is not playing effort.
That
like
screen
you said,
right
this
there
is
was
all
perfect right there. If you go back,
this was all calculated. This is all calculated.
Yeah. See that screen right there just defines what they're doing now. You can't do that with AD, because you got Rui, who completely picks up Murray. And if you look at what Rui's doing here, he's keeping him out the paint. Look how he picks up. His goal is
he steps up. He steps up. Yeah, he steps up. Yeah.
Turn this corner and get into the paint. And then if you look at Gabe, Gabe says, "I'm fighting over, so you don't get to pull up 3." Right? And so you got fighting over. And so if you think back to when they had Schroeder would sometimes do a good job of fighting over, but AD wouldn't do a good job of stopping Murray. So Murray would either turn the corner, shoot the mid-range on AD. And then sometimes Schroeder would get hung up on the screen. And, but right now, if you look at what they're doing, there's there's too much activity on ball, and there's too many guys flying over the court, because he gets back to Jokic, covers it. Jokic's forced to drive
because Jokic gets the ball, and like you said, instantly Gabe Vincent knows what to do, right? Yep. Gabe Vincent knows, right? This would have been a confusion. This would have been a confusion with Anthony Davis. It would have been. He instantly knew, I got to get to Joker because Joker is open, and he gets there. Now Joker tries to attack, but look at the help. Is that Luka helping?
Well, you got 3 in the box,
right? And the reason he can. Exactly, and the reason you can do that, why? Because they obviously have Westbrook on the floor. Like you said, it's all calculated.
Westbrook makes this 3, but you live with Westbrook shooting that 3.
Exactly, you live with Westbrook making yeah, exactly. Here we go again, the Lakers, and now look, the Lakers are kind of in the zone here. The pick and roll. Look,
see what Rui did.
If you don't step up,
go see what Rui did. And this is, if you go back. Rui won't get no credit for this. Look what he does. See that little bump right there? When he bumped Jokic? This is what's happening to Jokic. Like, when you pay attention to them little small bumps, he's getting bumped and pushed around. And they were doing this 94 feet to Jokic. As soon as there was a change of possession, Rui, Vandy, all of them are just doing this bumping, unnecessarily physical with him before he even does anything. Just making life hell on him the whole night. That's why he was gassed. But see, he won't get credit for that. Like, nobody's going to say anything about something like that. Something that subtle right there, when you do it consistently, is one of the reasons why he was too worn down to score the ball.
And that also helps your teammate, because by doing that, Joker can't set the screen as good as he wants to. He has to reposition himself, because remember, everything's about position. If he doesn't position himself correctly, he can get called for an offensive foul. So, and then like you said, Hachimura steps up, right? And you can kind of live with that to a certain degree. He was 6 of 11. Okay, that's fine, but that's still a contested shot. Now, this is where Hachimura got a little bit injured. But like I told people, if this is what you want to do to try to beat a team, is go down low and do stuff like this, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. You're not going to win basketball games doing this. You're just not going to win doing that. And here it goes again. This is where we were saying how the Lakers, I remember I was saying that the Lakers transition defense would be the problem. But here it is, the GOAT hustling and playing defense. Getting back. So, you know, like I said, this idea that it's all just, just being tough and the will and just being physical to a certain degree. No, it's a strategy. Everything that goes around it is a strategy. You good there, Lamont? You got to take care of something right quick?
No. I was just letting you rock out, man. I was looking at the film. I had my dog barking in the background, so I didn't want it coming through the mic.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I appreciate it. That's why I want to make sure everything was straight. But yeah, man, so, that's what I was trying to explain to people because, again, people don't watch the game and then get a breakdown of it. They don't get an understanding of what the Lakers actually did. You know what I'm saying? How they exploited. Like I told everybody what they were going to do. They were going to switch more. You understand what I'm trying to say? They were going to be more active with their hands because now they got these type of guys that want to do that and can do that. When your main defender and your best defender is not doing that, why should I do that? That's why you didn't see it from a D'Angelo Russell, from an Austin Reeves. All of a sudden, I heard somebody tell me Austin Reeves is playing defensively better.
It's not better. That's the thing. Because remember what I said before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said a long time ago, I said Austin's not as bad of a defender as y'all trying to make him out to be. The only thing that changed was the scheme. When you're not in drop, you don't have to have guys scrambling all over the place, being in significant help to help AD out. You see, that's the crazy thing about drop coverage. As good of a defender as AD was, drop coverage forced everybody to go help AD. That's what drop coverage did. It forced everybody off their man to go help AD. And I don't know if they were trying to preserve AD because he's not conditioned enough. He was too tired to play high-level defense and be the best offensive player. I don't know what it was. But right now, without AD on the floor, you can now go back to playing real team defense. And you're not playing a gimmick. I think drop coverage is a gimmick. That's why nobody does it anymore. Like, you're not going to find no real coaches out there that just running the drop coverage unless you're dealing with a team that really can't shoot threes. It's not a viable defense no more.
I see teams use a lot of drop coverage on teams that don't have big men who can shoot from the perimeter, right? Because then from there you can contain the paint, right? Again, and obviously you don't want somebody like LeBron James going downhill. There's certain players you don't want going downhill. You don't want Jason Tatum going downhill, LeBron going downhill, John Morant, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic. These guys go downhill, you're just in trouble. Like no one could really stay in front of them if they really have that momentum and that advantage going in front of you. So those are the things you don't want to do. But the good thing about the drop is you can protect the paint to a certain degree, and that's protecting the driving lanes. Like I always tell people, protect the driving lanes. And like you would say, you protect the lane at the elbow, or or at the 3-point line, not below the free throw line. You don't just keep backing up while somebody's dribbling into the paint. You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of stuff from Anthony Davis used to be. So you're not covering space. You're just leaving a lot of space for guys to dribble, look at the floor, see what shot they can take, or see who's open on the floor. And that's what was killing the Lakers a lot. And I saw it from, like I said, 2 years ago. And people didn't want to listen to me, but it wasn't, like I said, until I saw the Heat game this year that I really realized, like, this is it. Like, because my Heat were never that good offensively, Lamont. Like, never been great offensively. But then we get against the Lakers and we look like the Warriors from 2017.
Yeah, ran through, but you got to think. See, drop coverage. Remember, I say drop coverage is 5-man coverage. It's not 1-man coverage. So the reason why teams like Miami Heat were bombing them with threes, with AD sitting in drop, right? So imagine this. Let's just think of y'all guards. Okay, you got, let's say it's Terry Rozier coming off a screen, right? He's busting out to the middle of the court. You got AD in drop, right? You got Bam rolling or popping. I don't care what he's doing. AD's just sitting there and drop, right? Now, on the weak side, let's say you have Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, okay? Right? Let's say Austin Reeves is now guarding Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero actually one of those players that bombarded the Lakers. Well, you know whose job it is? When you go into drop coverage, guess whose job it is to go pick up Terry Rozier temporarily instead of AD picking it up because he's in drop, Reeves has to leave the weak side to go protect the middle. But guess who's he also leaving? He's leaving a guy like Tyler Hero on that weak side to try to go protect the middle because AD's not blowing up the screens. And so all it takes now is for Terry Rozier one pass over, and then you're going to have Tyler Hero just bombs away. And then people want to blame. People will spend all this time blaming, oh, Reeves is playing bad defense. No, Reeves is trying to cover this pick and roll as best as possible while AD is in drop. All I'm saying is being in drop is unnecessary rim protection. You don't need an elite rim protector to create rim protection. You can guard the rim with 5 guys. You don't need one guy standing around the rim the whole time protecting the rim. An elite rim protector is kind of just a waste of salary cap. Like that's why nobody's running around spending all this big money on great rim protectors. You DFS and Vandy are good enough to be great rim protectors. Right. This is why the Warriors were able to be sustainable with just Draymond Green as a rim protector. He's what, 6'6", 6'7", because you don't need these great shot blockers to protect the rim. You just need a great team defense and guys that can talk and get guys in the right spot. But and because AD's alley.
Yeah, and because there's a lot of good defenders out there. There's a lot of guys who are athletic enough to keep you out there in the perimeter to make it hard on you. It's not going to be easy for you to just get around somebody, right? I remember there was a film I was showing the other day when they were playing against the Hornets. They legitimately screened Hachimura off for Vando. They were like, nah, we want Vando. We don't want to deal with Hachimura. Like I tell you, people don't screen players off of you because they're not playing defense. They do that because they're trying to find the weakest defender that they could exploit. You see what I'm saying? So that idea, like I said, about defense, like I tell people, there is an idea of effort. Like tonight's game, you're gonna want your team to play with effort. You're gonna want your team to man up, not get punked, not get pushed around. We get the idea of playing tough. That's a part of it. Being tough, you're a competitor. You're gonna fight back, right? But that's not your game strategy. That's not your game plan. You understand what I'm trying to say? You're not walking in there with the idea of how am I gonna make my team tougher. You do that during practice. You know what I'm saying? You do that. You don't do that in the game. That's not a strategy. And the reason I say that, Lamont, is because I used to coach football, right? And I used to coach youth football. And I remember the guy that I used to coach under. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to my boy Randy, man. Coach Randy. He always had this thing. He used to tell me. He said, "Hype don't win games. Hype don't win games." You know, youth football. They love to get hyped, hitting the pads, get all excited, and get out there and just get blown out because you ain't executing, you ain't doing what we practice. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say you ain't following the game plan. You see what I'm trying to say? He used to always say that hype don't never win, and people used to look at us because we would never be hype. Like we would go into the weigh-in and do all this other stuff just normal, and go out into our walkthroughs normal, no hype, no nothing, and we used to win. We won a championship and all. But that was his philosophy. That was his idea that, hype ain't never going to win us nothing. We ain't never going to intimidate anybody into winning. When you executing and you doing what you're supposed to do, that's going to be enough intimidation. That's it. And that's what people don't get. So when people talk nonsense, and I got some more, Lamont. Before, I don't know if you want to let some people up to have some conversation. We got 800 people watching right now. Y'all make sure to hit that like button.
We got a couple because I know Peter Bagju said he didn't see an example of a blown up screen, and I thought we showed plenty, but I think, see, and this is the problem, and this is why I say with Peter, I like Peter because sometimes he has some good takes, but I say, Peter, I think you just should study the game more because when we say blowing up screens, when I say blow up a screen, it doesn't mean completely disrupt it to where it doesn't look like a pick and roll. Blowing up a screen is just what we saw with Rui, right? With Rui in that last screen. Rui bumping Jokic while he's screening. Then Rui contesting the shot. But what you didn't look at in that last clip was Jokic actually rolled. Look at what Reeves did when Jokic rolled. Reeves literally put 2 hands on Jokic. You're not rolling into this lane without me putting hands on you. I'm slowing up this roll. We're not going to have Murray doing no dump down passes. But see, it's small things like that. That's blowing up the screen, forcing Murray into taking a tough, highly contested 3, right? Not letting them get into the lane. That's a successful defense of the pick and roll. And then I saw Foxy Brown in the chat said it's not a big man league anymore. We just watched the Laker game where you got LeBron James and Luka Doncic in the backcourt. That's 6'8", 6'8" in your backcourt. Those are the two. We have never seen that in NBA history. We have never. You go to the 90s, go find me a point guard, shooting guard combination that's 6'8", 6'8". You won't find it. So when you say the game is not it's a big man league still. They just not standing around. They no longer just these unskilled players that have to go to the block and do nothing. Their size now, they good enough to go run point, be shooting guard, shoot the three, space the floor. They can do everything other than just run to the block and just be mannequins in the paint. So.
Yeah, and not only that, the Westbrook play that we talked about, right? Remember the Westbrook play when we talked about how Goodwin and Hachimura had two hands on the short roll for Joker, right? And that play wasn't called for Russell Westbrook to take a 3-pointer. They blew up that screen and roll. They were trying to find. They blew it up. What was the only result, or what was left of it, was taking a 3-pointer by Westbrook, a pull-up 3-pointer, which you're gonna accept. Right? So they blew the pick and roll up because they couldn't get the ball to the short roll Joker to get him right there, the ball right on the center of the floor, which if we know if Joker gets that ball at the top of the key or at the free throw line, you're cooked. You're cooked. There's no stopping that. So you prevented that. They blew that up. That's what Lamont's talking about. He's not talking about blowing up and getting a steal and completely, no. Taking you out of your play. There's a play they're trying to run. I always keep telling you guys this. They're running a play. You're trying to stop them from running that play. Because if they execute it, more than likely they're going to score. That's what the play is there for. A coach doesn't draw up a play for it to not be a good shot. It doesn't make sense. And we can show you the difference. Because, again, I was able to go back and watch the game, right, Lamont, from November. Because, these guys have a short-term memory. They told me I had a short-term memory, Lamont, right? They told me I had a short-term memory, but I know the future, and there is going to be a parade on Crenshaw. That's what like you said, 2 6'8" men like LeBron and Luka running up the court all day is going to be crazy. So let's watch. This is the game from earlier this year. This is the season premiere, the Lakers versus the Nuggets. Let's watch them. They're going to take the ball out. We see what is Anthony Davis doing? Playing where he likes to play, close to the rim, right? Let's watch what he does here. Joker's about to give a screen. Does Anthony Davis stop this or do anything? Watch what he does. Let's forget that. Okay, right here, Anthony Davis doesn't bump Michael Porter Jr., doesn't slow him down, doesn't do nothing. He lets Michael Porter Jr. give the screen and get to his spot. That's what Lamont's talking about, blowing up pick and rolls.
Yep, chucking cutters is one. Knocking cutters off their route. AD, if he's an elite defense, you knock him off his route so he don't catch it clean.
Okay, not only does he catch it clean, what are you supposed to do here? How do you stop this? No, it's an easy look. And then look, remember the confusion? You remember the confusion that we were talking about with Gabe Vincent? Why did Hachimura run to the paint? Because in his mind, why is Anthony Davis not there? That's where Anthony Davis is supposed to be, in the paint. Oh, so he ran to the paint first thinking that's where Joker was at, but Joker pops out and hits a 3-pointer. And Anthony Davis does nothing. Anthony Davis didn't move 4 or 5 feet, my friends, ladies and gentlemen. But let's continue to watch this. Here we go again. In transition, Anthony Davis is late. Somebody was in the comments just now. Matter of fact, let me go pull up his comment because it's probably not even that far away. He says he's here. Hold on, wait. His comment was right here. I just saw the comment. Here we go, because Peter Bag Juice was talking nonsense. Shout out to Peter, man. Peter was on Friday Night Exposure.
You want to get Low up here? Low just pulled up as well, I think.
Yeah, yeah, we can put the link up for Low. We can put the link up if you want to put the link up. Let's go ahead and do that.
I think I saw Low, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I saw him.
All right, let's get this going. Let's get this going. If you want that, it's A-okay with me.
And Low says bad. It's not propaganda for Low, man. Low, it's not propaganda for AD. This is not. And I think people confuse this with us saying AD's a bad defender. This is not bad defense on AD. Mm-hmm. It's just that when AD's on the floor, you have to cater to AD. If you have to go into a drop coverage type of defensive philosophy, then AD being on the floor naturally makes your defense worse. Because drop coverage just puts too many compromises out there, right? Because you're giving the team the drive to the middle and you're giving them the 3-point shot. I mean, at least if you're going to have some type of defense like the Miami Heat, I mean, or even if you think about the Milwaukee Bucks when they won the championship a few years ago, they only given up like one thing. But if you allowing drives to the middle, if you allowing mid-range pull-ups, if you allowing catch and shoot threes, if you allowing everything in the book, drop coverage gives the offense too much of the arsenal available, right? And there's and a lot of times it's too much of the shot clock left. That's just what drop coverage brews. I think they could have had a better defense with AD out there. But defense is about the willingness of the players out there. If AD's not willing to do anything else because he doesn't want to expend energy doing anything else, then the coach is not going to run it. Drop coverage only caters to AD and makes everything harder for the other four guys. That's the only thing it does. We've had 2-3 years sample size to show proof of that. It's not nothing against AD. It's just the proof.
It's just the proof. Now, this is what I was saying. This is Lamont from the Dude Lofton. He puts here, Lakers look better because there is no one failing on the floor getting behind on defense, right? So this is what I was saying right here. Look, this is Anthony Davis. Where is he? Behind on defense. How does he allow Joker to get ahead of him? Now, again, we didn't see what happened. He might have been on the floor. We know Anthony Davis is always a guy that hits the floor. But again, these guys, and again, they played the Nuggets good for a good 24, 30 minutes this game. But like Lucas said in the intro, they had a good 48-minute plan, and they stuck to it. Now, here it is. Look, this is Anthony Davis. Again, this is not even to point out Anthony Davis, but they keep asking us about Anthony Davis because they don't understand how the Lakers could be better without Anthony Davis, and we're trying to show you how the Lakers' defense has to be different because they can't do the certain things because this is what Anthony Davis wants to do. He wants to protect the rim. He wants to protect the rim instead of right now just blitzing. Just blitz. And then look, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all.
That's not AD left a 40% 3-point shooter. Like if you look at what AD did wrong, and it's just so
he blitzed late off the top. He blitzed late. He should never let Joker get to this point.
Yeah, but there's no
never let Joker get to this point.
But the blitz don't come from AD. AD was just 100% wrong there. AD's one pass away. That means when you're one pass away, you're considered strong side. Strong side, the philosophy with strong side is strong side can never help, right? The strong side, especially when you're dealing with a guy like Michael Porter Jr., who's an elite sniper, who's sniped away at the Lakers. The help
and Joker as a passer
has to come from somewhere else, right? The help, you can tell by the way the Lakers were aligned and the way this play ended up that it wasn't AD's job to go randomly go double off a 40% 3-point shooter. It just if you look at it, the help has to come from somewhere else. This is either you got to blame it on Darvin Ham or this is just AD just bailing out on the scheme trying to.
Well, this is not. No, this is this year. This is JJ Redick. This is this year. This is the first game of this year. This is.
I'm talking about on this play.
No, I'm saying this game though. I'm saying in this game, this is all JJ Redick.
And I'm just talking about this play. I thought it was last year still, but this year. Either way, the two things are going on here. Either bad scheme, which I don't believe is the scheme, looking at the alignment on the floor, or it's just AD bailing out on the defensive scheme just to go. And when you look at it, AD has to know, just reading the scouting report, this is 40% 3-point shooter. Look how far he is away from Porter Jr. That's just you. Now look who's covering AD after AD makes a mistake. Cam Reddish has to run all the way from the bottom just to try to recover on an elite 3-point shooter. He has the over pursue. That allows Porter Jr. now to get into the lane, and once you let these guys get into the lane, something bad is going to happen. Nothing good can happen when you let these guys get into the lane.
But wait, Lamont, right here, he decided to do exactly what you said to do. Don't help on strong side, but he gives up the lane. And obviously, it's an easy basket. And then LeBron gets in trouble because
AD's mistake caused a wild scramble. If you look at the mistake, it just caused a scramble, and now you got Reeves turned around, you got Cam Reddish flying around trying to make up for one person with a mistake. It had 2 to 3 people scrambling trying to cover up for it. And at the end of the day, there's no fan that can sit back and tell who made the mistake because nobody really cares about defense. But AD has to understand scouting report. Don't leave Porter Jr., right?
Yeah. But even look at this. Even look at this situation here, right, Lamont? What did we say about what you said with Ruri? He would never get credit for that little chuck he did before that pick and roll situation. Why is Anthony Davis not up there? There's no reason for Anthony Davis to play this low. He just likes to do that. He likes, because again, and I remember having this conversation in the 2003 Western Conference Finals with Brandon when we were having shows after the games, and I was saying, yo, Anthony Davis has to be able to do more. Like, why is he not doing this? Why he's not doing that? And he was telling me no, because he's a blocker. Like, that's what he does best. So for Anthony Davis to be able to be this elite blocker, he can't be 30 feet away from the rim, because for him to get from 30 feet to the rim is more difficult than where he's at right now, which is 16 feet from the rim. So it's in reality, if he in any semblance of here, if he helps his man out just a little bit, he knows right here, he knows Joker's giving a screen. Why are you allowing your man to get this screen? Okay, so your man gets screened, and look, it's open. There's nothing you're not even there to help. That's what I'm saying. There's no team defense. Because like you said, everybody has to be individually a good defender for you to play with Anthony Davis.
And you got to know, when you run this playback, see, the people don't give NBA players credit for being very, very intelligent. So before this screen even happens, like as that play unfolds, right, stop right there. Mm-hmm. Porter Jr., if you look at what he did, it's kind of reactionary. But right now, in his head, he already knows he's going to shoot the ball because he already has a line of sight on AD. He says AD ain't even stepped up to cause no type of pressure on this three-point line. He says as soon as he touches the ball, he lets it fly. Make or miss, he's living with the results. And he sees, why would I run down there towards the rim protector when I can take this 40% three clean because the rim protector can't come out and defend the three-point line? He gonna take the high percentage shot, and without AD stepping up to create any physicality on these off ball pick and roll screens, it's just problems all day. Look, you're making Reeves play 2-on-1.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, they were talking about guys running late. Here goes LeBron running late. Well, hey, if AD's doing it, why shouldn't I? Right? Here we go again. Anthony Davis, right? He should know a screen is coming. Max Christie's doing his job. Even Reeves doing his job, right? That's what they always complain. Somebody's not doing their job. Even look at D'Angelo Russell helping, letting everybody know that this whole side of the floor is clear. The right side of the floor is clear. So you need some help. Anthony Davis is what? 20 feet away from the rim. So you don't have nobody protecting the rim. Let's see how the Lakers play this. Again, look, Anthony Davis doesn't do nothing. I mean, this is like, again, you guys are blaming everybody, but again, if you're playing team defense and the team knows you're playing team defense, everybody's willing to be more active. But when your main defender and your best defender is telling you, hey guys, I want to just protect the rim, you see this screen. You don't allow that. You do something. Slow down, Michael. Step in front of Michael Porter Jr. Let Michael Porter Jr. go further out. And obviously, Reeves has to do a better job cutting off the passing lane, but this is just... like I said, this was stuff that I was seeing, Lamont. I don't get it. Look, here we go again. Right? Now, this is where I guess they could blame D'Angelo Russell, right? Here goes D'Angelo Russell. But here, you got to get the ball out of his hands. Somebody has to blitz. But if you're playing team defense and you know, right, LeBron...
you don't have to blitz. You don't have to blitz.
Well, I mean, I guess not in this situation, but I mean, because they're bringing somebody to this side. If they didn't really clear out the floor, but this is what I'm saying. You know, he's going to barbecue. That's why, Lamont, because now D'Angelo Russell has no help. He's trying to guard Joker alone, and he can't do that. So that's why I said you have to blitz here. You have to. That's what they were doing in this game. We can go back and watch the film from this game how they were blitzing Joker before he even got the ball.
It's still on 8. Like if you watch this play, right? If you're in drop coverage, and I always tell people this, you have one job, and you have 1 to 2 jobs. That means do your job. If you run back to that play, and I'll show you, remember what I told you, whose responsibility is to help, right? So when it's AD, if you go back, okay, right here, go back to
this is the play right here.
Play it.
Yeah, it's the dribble hand.
AD's job. Okay, stop right there. AD's job in drop is to just drop. Because remember what I told you in drop, when you're in drop coverage, The help comes from the weak side. Who's on the weak side? Bron.
You got LeBron. Yeah, LeBron.
Bron's job right now to help D'Lo recover. Watch what Bron does, because Bron knows. Well, I got Russ out there. He's low 3-point shooter. Bron, watch what Bron does. Play. Now
Bron steps up. Bron helps.
Now, but Bron steps up. But what did AD do? AD went and tried to do LeBron's job. AD went and tried to step up too, which created what? It created a nasty plug in underneath that allowed him to get the ball to Jokic. That created that matchup issue. If AD just does his job, we not even here. So even in this sense, because I told you before that we even saw this play, the help, if you're in drop, has to come from the weak side. If AD just needs to do his job, which is just being dropped, right? Don't allow these nasty switches so that D'Lo is compromised like this. But because now you have 2 on the ball for no reason, so you got Bron who did his job. You got AD is now the lone man with nothing to do. Now Bron's trying to scramble and recover, figure out where his man is, because AD's somewhere where he's not supposed to be. But nobody's gonna talk. His man cut.
His man cut. Like you say, Russell Westbrook is smart. That's Russell Westbrook cutting, because like you said, that there's 2 guys on the guy with the ball, so he cut. And obviously Max Christie being smart, he's playing team defense. He gets the cutter because he saw LeBron left his man by himself. So here we go here, Lamont. Here we go again. They say here, so none of this is coaching. This is JJ Redick coaching right here. I keep telling y'all, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who the coach.
This is not coaching. This is
it didn't matter who's the coach.
This is a mistake on AD. And when you see, it's easy to tell when a mistake is made, because you don't have these. Like, there's no coach that's going to by design say we're fine with D'Lo getting switched on the Jokic. If we're going to be in drop, there's certain principles you have to adhere to. And the person that went outside of the defensive principles on this play was AD. And people make mistakes, but AD made a humongous mistake, and it created this issue. Now fans are going to run around and blame D'Lo, but at the end of the day, this was not on D'Lo. Bron and D'Lo played it perfectly, but now they have to spend the last 10 seconds on his shot clock trying to make up for AD's mistake, but nobody,
because none of this is calculated. Because none of this was calculated. None of this was calculated when Russell's at this position, and you got, because none of this was supposed to happen, because Anthony Davis did things on his own accord, and everybody else is going to start doing things on their own accord. Because why not? I'm on the floor. We're all watching the same game film. We're all learning the same strategy. Why is it now that they were able to have a complete different strategy versus the Denver Nuggets? And do different things.
Well, it's not a different strategy. It's not a different strategy.
I know they did have a different strategy. They did a lot more blitzing. They did a lot of more double teaming in different scenarios, because they got guys who are willing to do that and they're communicating. Anthony Davis not willing to do that. The reason I'm saying this, Lamont,
I'm talking about on this play. That's all. I was just talking.
Okay, I'm just talking about in the bigger sense of this scheme, because that's what, for me, it's a bigger sense, right? Because the way I'm trying to explain it, it's like this, right? I could probably explain it better because in football, I just know a lot more about football in place, right? When you have a defensive lineman like a Michael Strahan, right, as a defensive end, you can't put him in a 3-4, because the defensive end in the 3-4 is more inside than the outside of the offensive line. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what he does best only works if you run a 4-3 defense. And it's the same thing with Anthony Davis. What he does best only works if you do a specific thing on defense. But that specific thing that you have to do becomes a liability in today's game, because you got to be able to do more. And that's what, you understand what I'm trying to say, Lamont? That's the difference. Michael Strahan is still an elite defensive end, but if you put him in a 3-4 system, he's not going to be the same guy. And if you put him in a 4-3 system, he will be elite, and you can actually have an elite pass rush, because he will always be doing the same thing. He will always just be rushing the quarterback. He's never going to be playing pass coverage. He's never going to have to worry about guarding the A and B gaps. He's worrying about the C and D gap. That's his job. You understand what I'm trying to say, Lamont? So
I think in NBA, I think the difference is having AD on the floor if he's gonna be your great rim protector. To be in drop coverage as much as the Lakers were in drop coverage with AD, that means you would have to rely on AD literally getting about 15 blocks a game for it to be viable. And if in which in the 90s, I believe he probably could have came close to that, which how unathletic a lot of those guys were and how unskilled they were. But in today's game, like even at my level, like I get some of my players here, I always tell them we cannot let these guards get into the middle of the paint, because even bad players, if you give them options, even bad players will look up and start to see what the available options. When you let people get to the middle of the floor, you open up Pandora's box for them to play, make, or score. Too much lucky shit can happen. And I just think drop covers, you're literally inviting today's guards, well, come on into the paint. We got a rim protector. And it's just, to me, it's dumb. It does not make sense. I get where it's useful on occasion, but as much as the Lakers were having to run it with AD, it doesn't. This is why their defense was like night and day. They would get stops one game, and then the next night they're getting bombed with 19 threes. Getting stops another game, now they're getting bombed with 25 threes. And, you know, that's what drop coverage gives you. It gives you a whole bunch of inconsistency.
So let's look here on transition, right? And again, this is again a part of this is bad defense, right? Because the Lakers, it's bad team defense. Why is Dalton Connect thinking he has to protect the middle of the floor when Anthony Davis is running in the middle of the floor? That's your big man, but he doesn't know what Anthony Davis is going to do. And look, they don't. I mean, it's complete. Look, everything is like I said. There's no communication. There's no togetherness on defense. And they want to blame it on coaching. And this is what Lamont meant about the drop, Lamont, right? Because here we go. Let's look at how the Denver Nuggets, right, how they play. This is why I say teams, this is where the drop works, Lamont, when you don't have that elite center that can score from the perimeter, right? Or that whatever that pick man can't be a good scorer. Because look what they do against DeAndre Jordan. Right here, this is perfect. Westbrook goes downhill. And like you said, LeBron can help. There's no options. This is perfect defense. This is easy. This is playing the 4-3. I don't have to do nothing. Anthony Davis did his job. Everything is perfect. But when you have it, when it's Joker and Jamal Murray, you cannot have that kind of you can't run that scheme. Here we go now. Joker again.
That really wasn't that wasn't drop on the last play, and that's where a lot of people get confused.
Okay, so explain that to me, Lamar, because if my understanding, drop coverage means that when you do the screen and roll, the roll defender drops as a defender.
Okay, so
see right there, he drops right from there. That's my understanding.
Look where the screen is coming from. So if the screen is not sending the offensive player to the middle of the floor, so this screen is sending Russ to the outside, right?
Okay.
So now what you have to rely on is something called ice coverage. So only thing AD needs to do now is his ice coverage. And ice coverage is literally going from the elbow to the block, right? So right now, which actually having DeAndre Jordan on the floor made his ice coverage much easier, because now outside of the paint, when they're driving away from the middle, you have to go into your ice coverage, which AD just has to go from A to B, from elbow to block. If DeAndre Jordan is a shooter, then you ice. That means you get to the block to help Reeves recover, and then you sprint up to the shooter. But in this case, he rolls, so it actually made AD's job easier, because obviously DeAndre Jordan's not a shooter, so he iced. This is called icing the ball screen, because it's not to the middle, it's to the outside. So they converged on the ball as two people. If you see strong side guy in the corner, he stays on strong side shooter. Bron is shaded over perfectly in help. Right there,
which is why he gets the steal, because he's playing the passing lane.
So that's ice coverage. So ice coverage looks a little different from drop coverage. Drop coverage is when you literally are screening and sending the ball handler to the middle of the floor, and the center is just sitting there dropped into the paint, just allowing the point guard, well, come on, run to me and try to score. See, so that was ice coverage you saw versus drop coverage is when you send in a guy to the middle.
Okay. All right. So that's great understanding. All right. So here it is. Like you said, you don't want to get Joker the ball at the center of the floor, because obviously it's barbecue chicken. It doesn't matter who's guarding him. This is too easy, and that's what they were preventing this game, because they were able to play better team defense, because everybody know they have to rotate and help the other man, like Lamont would say, helping the helper. So if I'm helping the helper, that makes me a helper. So that means someone has to be helping me as the helper. So there's 5 guys helping one another. And everybody, instead of saying team defense, they're saying, Lamont, by committee. The Lakers are playing defense by committee. They're playing defense by committee.
How else are you supposed to defend? Like, there's literally no other way to play defense. Like, that's the only way.
That's the only way. So again, like I said, and again, we keep watching this. Now this is him straight up on Joker, 1-on-1, and obviously here. Look, that was my thing about protecting the passing lanes, right? In my mind, why are you not on the outside part of the paint, right? Even if you wanted to protect the driving lane a little bit more, why are you that's an easy pass. You're not even protecting the passing lane or the driving lane, because he can still drive, but you're not protecting nothing here, Anthony Davis. See? You gave that pass up. This is what I was saying about covering passing lanes and driving lanes. When you see your best defender defending like that, what are you supposed to do? Here goes the screen and roll again with Russell Westbrook, and this time Russell hits it. Bang.
AD has gotten a really bad habit of just relying on his size to contest, and he's starting to feel like, well, my contest with my size is good enough from no matter where I'm at. And I just keep telling people, if you can't put significant pressure on the ball, these still feel like open shots to these guys. So he was wrong there, because, this is just basic principle right here. That last play you were showing, he's supposed to be 1 off his man, 2 off the ball, right? If he's just 1 off his man, then Jokic don't have to put this down on the ground. But he's too far. Look at what you said. He's like 2 to 3 steps off his man, right? He's too close to the ball for whatever.
No,
reason.
and he's not on the outside part of the paint. Like, you can be still standing that low, but at least be on the outside part of the paint. That way your length and your like you said, your size, whatever, can make the pass hard. It's not just a simple pass for a catch and shoot. Because you know what I'm trying to say, Lamont. It's different when you get the ball in the right spot. Like, somebody throws you the ball perfectly for you to do a catch and shoot, instead of me having to go lower or go more wide, or I have to catch the ball higher. It's perfect. The ball goes right to his chest. Look, it's a perfect pass. It's easy catch and shoot. Like, it's practice. Just defend the passing lanes, Lamont. I don't know if you coach that, Lamont, but I would coach defending passing lanes. Make sure you're between the
depends on
two
the
men.
team. We aggressively, like, my philosophy, I've had even other coaches tell me this, is we disrupt passing lanes like no other. But I have a big belief in always applying. Like, I don't care if you're the worst defender on the court. I don't care it could be my sorriest defender versus somebody like Allen Iverson. Your job is to go apply a ton of pressure on the ball. My goal, I try to turn everybody into one-on-one players. I feel like the most lethal player on the floor is a guy that can play make. If I can defend one-on-one players, I can't defend if you give a one-on-one player a whole bunch of passing options. There ain't no defense for that. And that's what drop coverage breeds. It gives one-on-one players too many passing options as well. If you're gonna be one-on-one, you better get to work one-on-one, because I know you're not gonna beat me with 25 contested shots on 2 and 3 people. But you will beat me if I allow you to get to the middle and you diamond people off, you're spacing the floor out even more. You got 5 guys on the court who done all made 2 and 3 threes. Nah, we're not about to have all that. So, and I think that's what if you think to the other game versus Denver, what did the Lakers give up? They were fine with Murray and Russ shooting threes, because they gave up threes to Westbrook. And Murray, I think, had like 6 or 7 threes. They're fine with that.
Yeah, he was 6 of 11.
Yeah, these going to be contested. You ain't going to be able to do no playmaking. You can get your points off, but you ain't going to beat us with your points. Murray really is feeling the Lakers.
That's not how the offense runs. Yeah, that's not how their offense runs, Lamont. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you can get that, but that's not what makes your offense go. So this is what I was trying to say too, like in this situation too, about making teams work, right? If we look at this play again, Lamont, look, and we'll put the link up for anybody who wants to come conversate with us. Look at the ball, right? So right here, you set this play up so that you have the one-on-one, right? You have Austin Reeves versus MPJ. This is what you want. Now, Joker's job is to drag Anthony Davis away from this action, so Anthony Davis can't help. But let's watch what Joker does, because Joker doesn't do that. He just drags Anthony Davis closer to the 3-point line, which Anthony Davis doesn't want to go way out there, because Anthony Davis wants to protect the rim. So if Anthony Davis got to go protect the rim, where would he rather do it from? At the free throw line or above the key? At the free throw line. So what does he do? As you can see, Anthony Davis is backing up, but like I was telling you, Lamont, instead of getting more to the corner or that elbow, right? Look where he's at. Joker didn't force him to come to be there. If you really wanted to help, you need to be further up. You need to be 2 steps ahead, right? Because that way you can protect the passing lane and the driving lane. But he doesn't do neither or. And again, everybody has to play defense for themselves. And obviously, here we go. It's a wide open shot. It's just easy.
I think if you look at the coverage here, this is another play where it's very visible to see who is out of position and who went outside of the defensive scheme. So if you look at this, if you go back to that play,
it's right here.
Right
there it is.
So look at this play right here. So remember what I said. If you are 1 pass away, you're strong side. Now, if you look where Bron is, Bron's loaded up in help. So, and I think that's Dalton Connect under the basket with him.
Yeah, that's Dalton Connect. Yes.
It's either Dalton Connect or Bron's job to go rotate, and I'm assuming it's Dalton Connect's job to rotate in the help on any scoring move. It is when you're 1 pass away, it is no longer your job to go help. You're 1 pass away. There's nothing you can do. The help has to come from the weak side. So with AD is what you call in no man's land. He can't defend strong side. He can't defend on ball. He's just in no man's land. So right now he's just kind of been a waste of a defender. And I think as a team, if your supposed anchor is just this bad out of place, I mean, probably Bron should be yelling at AD to go push up on Jokic and maybe get Dalton Connect out there to be in help. But there's only one person just way out of whack on this play. That's AD. And I don't know if it's by choice or whatever, but he's not. I mean, I know people don't like to hear it. People hate that we like piling up on AD, but at least the plays that you're showing me, it's easy to see who's out of place. And there's AD on this one. It's just lazy. To me, AD's mistakes are just sheer laziness. Like, it's funny how the Dallas Mavericks call Luka lazy on his way out, but yet everything AD does outside of rim protection is lazy defense. Outside of rim protection, you can't tell me anything that AD does with any type of energy and effort on the defensive end. I just want you to really think about that. You're a great rim protector, great shot blocker, but outside of that, there's nothing that he does that you can say he does with energy and effort. Everything else he does looks slow and lethargic.
Dang. I didn't say all that, but you know.
No, it's just a fact, though, bro. Sometimes it's just some people. It is what it is, and AD's so caught up. This is why he was begging for another big next to him. This is why defensively they couldn't look. They never looked the same without Vandy on the floor, right? Because Vandy was now the guy that was going to overcompensate to go blow stuff up. He had the size and length to really erase mistakes. Without Vandy, like their defense looked like night and day. Vandy was really the one that turned the defense up or turned it down. We never really saw at any time in LA a significant defensive difference with AD on or off the floor. We never saw it. It's a luxury to have him down there rim protected, but the guy that really activated this Laker defense, even before these trades, has always been Vandy. Vandy was gone almost all of last year. That's why they look so bad. When he was there last year, when he came back from injury, look how good they looked during that stretch. Then he went down with injury again. Then they start looking bad again. It's always rolled on the back of Vandy.
Yeah, listen, like I said, I just noticed it as far as a schematic plan and how they were playing as a team defense. Because, like I said, it's like taking Michael Strahan and telling him, well, now you can't really be just that pass rush defensive end. We need you to play outside linebacker in the 3-4 defense. And now sometimes you're going to be in coverage. Sometimes you got to stick the running back in the flare. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to come out here and guard this tight end that's going to do a quick, a 5-cut out or whatever, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to be different. You got to spy. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't bode well for what Anthony Davis wants to do. That's what he wants to be able to just roam and block shots. It's just easier for him. And why not? He's earned the right to ask for that. That's basically what he was basically telling the Lakers. Like, I'm your star, right? It's me. It's my team. Give me this. Give me that. This is what I want. And they started realizing we can't give this to you. There's nothing out there for you. There's no one available for us to go get. We've tried. We've given you countless point guards. We've given you countless centers, and it still don't work. And we're shuffling the team all over just to do it for you. It's hard to build a team around you. I'm sorry to say that. So
he keeps asking for stuff,
but again,
that they've already put in. Like, and I know Reg had a big issue with it. They said they needed a center. I said I've seen the Lakers shuffle in so many centers, at least the ones they could afford. Of course, they didn't bring in Akeem Olajuwon, but they tried. You didn't like none of the options, right? Remember, Thomas Bryant is the one who asked for a trade out. He was so sick of AD, right? So at the end of the day, you had guys. You couldn't work with none of them. You wanted the most optimal center. You wanted the Vucevic's. You wanted all-star caliber centers. The Lakers just couldn't afford to go get them. At the end of the day, when it was time for you to just work with what you had, you weren't willing to change the defense up to something that was viable, that would work. And it only worked when Vandy was on the court. Without Vandy, it didn't work.
It is what it is, man. They can get all upset, Lamont. I don't know what to tell them. Let's bring up somebody here. Mahari's in the building. Shout out to you, brother. What's good, man? Thank you for joining us here, man. As you can see, we're breaking down film. What do you think of our film study here today?
Good evening, brothers. I've been listening on and off on your show, and I will say it's very accurate description of what you guys illustrated about what Anthony Davis's weakness is on the defensive side of the ball. I would even argue to the fact that I don't think Anthony Davis really prefers to like to play man-to-man defense. I think he prefers like playing more of help defense than would say man-to-man type of defense. The only issue is that he's the type of center, I would say, that you have to basically build your entire scheme to kind of like masquerades a lot of the weaknesses that Anthony Davis has. And unfortunately, the Lakers were just kind of getting tired of trying to masquerade those kind of weaknesses. You know, it's funny to me that when he talks about how he always gets denied being Defensive Player of the Year, I find that very laughable because the thing is, he does a great job of blocking shots and rebounding, and those are the things that are very good. But if you compare that to what Rudy Gobert does, Rudy Gobert's a 20 times better defender than Anthony Davis, in my view, because Rudy Gobert, when he's in the game, he changes the entire complexion of the game. Not just with his shot blocking alone, he can basically do a good job of switching. He can do a great job of basically post defense, and basically he can defend his own man by himself while playing help defense. What do you guys think?
I don't know we talked about AD's weaknesses, though.
Go ahead, brother.
Not only that, no, what you said, Mahari, about Gobert is exactly what I've always stated. Because every time I kept telling people about how I felt about Anthony Davis, they kept asking me who I would choose, and I was telling them, like, yo, Rudy Gobert. They would get mad at me, and I don't understand how people look at Rudy Gobert and think Rudy Gobert is not one of the greatest defenders in NBA history. The man has 4 Defensive Players of the Year for a reason. Like right. he's an elite defensive anchor, and he would definitely dominate. I went on somebody's live on TikTok and told him that Rudy Gobert athletically is better than Akeem Olajuwon defensively. They couldn't believe me. They were like, yo, get out of here, because they really think Akeem Olajuwon could do what Rudy Gobert does, and he can't.
Right. Because here's the thing, though. I've watched a lot of Akeem Olajuwon's games. Now, he is good in terms of, post defense and blocking shots. But the one thing that I really analyze more than anything when it comes to Akeem's defense is he was very slow in terms of switches. Now, you go back to that Game 6 against when John Starks had to try to hit the game-winning shot. See, it was a situation where if Akeem Olajuwon, didn't play the switch correctly, John Starks was going to hit that jumper, especially when they would try to go 2-man game between, Ewing and Starks. The thing is, Rudy didn't want them to switch, but they switched on accident, and Akeem had to chase him back to try to block the shot. Thankfully, he got his fingertips on it because he had a long reach, but his weaknesses was that he was not good in switch defenses, and he was not a good, mid-range defender, in my view. Rudy Gobert, I'll be honest with you, Ajani. Even I said to myself years ago, I didn't believe in Gobert's defense, but till when he came into Minnesota, when he showed what he's capable of, he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong because when you look at his impact of his defense, especially last year, they were one of the best defensive teams in the league because they had the ability to not just play switch, but he's an excellent communicator defensively, and basically everybody else fell suit. Everybody fell suit into playing more defensive style basketball. So I think we have to stop. I think the reason why many people, criticize Gobert and take him over Anthony, and they would not take him over Anthony Davis, is because they saw his offensive deficiencies. But listen, you don't have to score 30 points a game to dominate a game.
This is the real fact, and we're not going to get off topic. The real reason why is because Anthony Davis is watched more than anybody was watching Utah or Minnesota play. And that's just the facts. People barely watch Rudy Gobert and see what he does. You have to be a real NBA fan to know exactly what Rudy Gobert does. But as Lamont stated, back to what you were stating about us pointing out the weaknesses that Anthony Davis has. Again, we didn't point out no weaknesses. It's true. We're just explaining how there are weaknesses for the Lakers because there's so many things you just can't do when you have an Anthony Davis. So if you're trying to run a 3-4 scheme, which is what you probably have to run in today's NBA, you have to be versatile to play defense in today's NBA. So you more than likely need to run a 3-4. You need a big man that can do a lot more than what Anthony Davis is willing to do. So that's why you see the difference between how they played in November, which is just this year under the same coaching staff, to what they were doing this year. Just last night. Saturday night. The Lakers were able to. That was just a quick adjustment. And mind you, the Lakers have been playing good defense well before the other night. It wasn't like they just did it for the Nuggets. They know exactly how to play defense. So when there's a different strategy and a different game plan because we're playing the Nuggets, they can still execute it. The man said he was up 2 nights straight. JJ Redick said, hey, Lamont, have you ever been so nervous to coaching where you haven't had a good night's of rest? Where you just stayed up all night?
I remember a game last year. I remember this game vividly. We were playing our rival. Right, I hate ASU. We're playing them in their own tournament over at Arizona State, and so this was like a pool play game. It wasn't even like tournament play yet. It was just like a small little tournament. But obviously, we want to win everything, and we played ASU in like our second pool play game, and one of their players, some dude, just caught fire. I'm talking about unreal. Like, we couldn't contain him. He'd make it. And also what made matters worse is ASU has us playing. Like, ASU has a nice rec facility, right? But they had us play on the worst course where the rims were super loose. Everything went in. So we're playing at their home court, right? And so this guy went off. They ended up winning by like 6 points, right? And mind you, I don't do too much losing, right? So this loss had me up. I'm talking about I was pissed. I didn't say much. We end up playing them the next day and smoked them, but it's just I get what I know exactly what JJ's feeling too. Like once you get locked, like when you get locked in on somebody and you start really like game planning for them, right? I believe him because you can see it in the way LA played. You could tell that he was locked in. He had his guys locked in. There was a very good scouting report out. Everybody executed, and the scariest part about the Lakers is that everybody is now buying into his scheme. You don't have, there's not one guy that's not going out there, not giving max effort with the scheme. Yes, you get scored on. Yes, there are breakdowns, but everybody is now starting to see, if I just buy in, it's actually working. See, you weren't buying into the drop coverage with AD because it wasn't working. So that's why you had sometimes a good defender in Cam Reddish out there looking lackluster. Look, he looked like he didn't believe in this drop. This is stupid. You got me doing.
I gotta do more. I gotta do too much. Exactly. I gotta do much. I gotta do a lot.
And so this is the difference between when the team says, "Okay, I'm buying into this because it's working." Now you got guys making threes that don't normally make threes. Rui looking like he a 20-point per game scorer. Reeves looking like an all-star caliber player most nights.
Right.
Ron, and there's and I got something for this, and I'm not even gonna drop the beans on this, but I told y'all, man, people exposing themselves so bad, but they the narrative. Like if the Lakers have any success this year, everybody knows that the narrative is going to be that Luka carried LeBron, right?
Of course.
And my big thing was, didn't we just have a big riff on this channel about 1A and 1B. All these people that believed in 1A, 1B no longer want to believe in 1A, 1B no more when it comes to LeBron and Luka. All of a sudden, all the people that was claiming 1A, 1B, you know what they saying? All the same people that was claiming 1A, 1B, they saying, oh, he's a sidekick now. I'm like, oh, so now you the sidekicks. So
yeah.
But Lamont, just about 2 days ago, LeBron was ruining Luka. He was ruining Luka like he did everybody else. Now Luka's a 1A. I didn't know Luka was the number one option. Go ahead, Mahari. Go ahead.
That's all good, man. I don't even pay attention to that because this comes from idiots that don't know basketball. But one key point that Lamont made that actually makes sense is that the Lakers now, under the system of JJ Redick, they're buying in. Last season, when under Darvin Ham, they weren't buying in because there were not many defined roles, and more importantly, they looked lost in terms of their defensive scheme with Anthony Davis, and more importantly, there was no confidence, and that's why they felt lackluster, they felt frustrated, and it looks different now. So we'll see how this goes, as the season progresses. So I'll let somebody else speak.
All right, shout out to Sports Talk Only. We got Mr. Winters who just popped up. Let's get Sports Talk Only's take right quick. Go ahead, brother. What you got for us for today? As you can see, we were just breaking down some film and hoping people could understand how the Lakers were able to basically curtail everything that the Nuggets did against them and basically everybody because they were on a 9-game winning streak. But what's good, brother? What you got for us today?
What's up, man? I kind of asked this question yesterday on the panel. And I kind of wanted to get Lamont's thoughts on it. So I'm going to try to be brief, but in 2017, I think Amon Shumpert was talking about this on the podcast. He was talking about LeBron's IQ, and he was like, in the middle of a playoff game, he exploited a flaw in Boston's defense so bad, it was to the point, like it was in the middle of a playoff game, the crowd was quiet, and he was looking at the coach, asking him what he was going to adjust. And Shumpert said he never saw power like that. So then in the 2020 finals, Spoelstra said LeBron adjusted so much by the end of the series, he didn't even know what his own adjustments were, right? So where I'm going with this is when I watched the game with the Nuggets, what I saw personally was I feel like they were overwhelmed because they were trying to track the thoughts of Luka and LeBron. So my question to you, Lamont, is how do you track Luka and LeBron's speed of thought 4 times in a 7-game series?
Well, I've already said I feel bad for any coach that has to try to game plan in the playoffs for the Lakers because it was already hard enough just dealing with Brian. And this is a perimeter oriented league. If you got guys that can play, make, and score from the perimeter, you gonna cause a lot of problems. I mean, just look at what Mitchell and Garland are doing in Cleveland, right? If you look at most of the teams with a combination of 2 really good guards in the backcourt, they probably having some level of success. And now you telling me like you're not going to be able to really game plan for them. I think they're going to breeze through the West. I don't see a team that's going to pose any significant unless they get injured. There's no team that's going to be able to put enough defense out there that's going to slow them down. It's just impossible to me. You're not stopping Luka. When Luka gets locked in, and now Luka's super motivated, not only to get paid, but also prove the whole Dallas organization wrong. And we've seen what Luka looked like when he get motivated and mad. He stomped through shit. So
right
now you're going to have a rested LeBron. You're going to have a motivated Luka. And then by default, because they are both playmakers, it's just going to motivate Reeves because Reeves is still getting his 20 a game, right? It's going to motivate Rui because these two are facilitators, they're still getting their 20 to 15 a game with no problem. Look at the last game, right? You're going to have guys like Jackson Hayes saying, look, all I got to do is be in a great lob threat and I get a new contract. So you got a ton of guys playing who know that if they just play until they roll, they can get paid. Too many guys are motivated. You got JJ Redick, who's just JJ Redick is so new to coaching. He hasn't even experienced what the burnout feels like. he is going 1,000% all in. He's not experiencing no burnout, right? Everybody is super motivated to make this work. And if you can have all these people that throw out this OKC out here and all that. Good luck. All right, I'm not putting. If I had to bet money, gun to my head, I'm not betting against Luka and LeBron on the same team in a 7-game series. I mean, you got to be a fool. You got to be stupid. And that the biggest issue with me, Sports Talk, is that you got so many people pretending like this ain't one of the most lethal combinations we've seen in NBA history. Like, I'm not dumb. This is lethal. People are pretending. Like, it's a reason why the whole world was in uproar when this trade happened. This is right. This created a dynamic that we've never seen. And we saw what Luka did with just Kyrie. You've evolved Kyrie into LeBron, and you're telling me it's not going to work with better pieces around it? Man, you must be out of your mind.
Can I ask you a question, Lamont? Let me ask you a question. Let's say if the Lakers match up against OKC in the second round, do you see an upset possible with those?
It would be an upset if the Lakers lost.
Okay.
Like OKC would have to upset LA. LA would be the favorites. I just don't see OKC don't have the experience. They don't have the backcourt. They're deep. Like, they don't have a defender. They don't have a combination of defenders out there that leads me to believe they can stop Luka and LeBron. I don't care how good they are as a defensive team. When JJ Redick gets to scheming versus them, because they also going to have to defend on the other end, who has the better offensive weapons? I mean, I really want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. The way Reeves is playing, Reeves is not playing like a role player anymore. The way Bron is playing, and who Bron still is, and the way Luka is playing, and who Luka still is. Bro, you're not going to, of course, I'll give you Shai, but Shai can't even cancel out Luka, because Luka is going to not only give you 30 points, he's going to also produce another 25 points in assist, just getting 10 assists. So just them 10 assists he kicked out, he going to create 15 to 25 points off his assists. He's going to give you 30. Shai ain't giving you all of that. Shai's getting his. He's not giving you much outside of that, right? Their other star, the other all-star right next to him, he's going to get his, but he's not giving you the production of a LeBron, especially on the points. He might equal LeBron in points, but he's not going to equal LeBron's assists. LeBron's going to manufacture so many points for others. And see, what's going to happen is, y'all, is this. You're going to have people in the chat like Judah. They're going to call it like glazing and all this. I'm just not dumb. Like, when I said I didn't think the Lakers could do it last year, it's because they didn't have this dynamic. Now that they got this dynamic, I have to change. Like, I don't know what people want me to say. This is Luka and LeBron on the same team with a hell of a core around them. Like, y'all want me to pretend like and just make up some lie like it's not supposed to work? You want me to be like Dreamers Pro or somebody? I mean, I was listening to sports. Man Down Sports, you know, they after seeing what they just saw with the Lakers, these fools are still saying they think the Kings and the Suns are going to finish second and third in the West.
Bro, are you serious? They think that the Kings, the mediocre
Kings.
2
days ago. 2 days ago.
Who said that, brother?
Man Down Sports. They was doing their predictions on. They was doing their predictions on what the season was going. What our predictions going to be. They want to lie to themselves so much. Because they didn't. Nobody on the panel wanted to say that the Lakers could potentially be a top 5 seed. So you had them saying every other team. They're talking about they think the Phoenix Suns can make a run. They were saying they think the Sacramento Kings can make a run. These are teams that are at the bottom of the West right now. They did so much. So at the end of the day, you have to lie to yourself about this team. You have to lie. And I've already seen it happen. Judah says Reeves is a role player. Yes, he's a role player. He's a great role player. Like, you want me to act like Reeves hasn't had a career year this year?
He's played better this year, to tell you the truth. He actually played better than last year, too. And I think, and the other thing, Lamont, I think that now with Luka at the fold, it's gonna allow Reeves to do even more offensively than what he was doing but prior to Luke coming over. So I think it's really going to help him a lot more than people tend to realize. I think you're going to see a lot more consistency from Austin Reeves in the second half of the season.
Lamont has already been consistent.
Yeah.
I don't claim to know so much about basketball. I think I just look at life from like a real analytical perspective, right? So when I look at the Lakers, I don't necessarily see them as like what they are because of the physical talent of Luka Doncic, you know. I'm looking at the brain power of putting Luka and LeBron on the same team, and I just don't see how you're going to be able to adapt to the way they process things and adjust at the speed at which they do. I don't know how you can do it.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because you have to play mental chess with those two guys.
You got to think that Luka and LeBron are what you call scouting report busters. You can scout them perfectly, and they still gonna bust your scouting report. Now, most teams only have one of those players. Think about it. I want you to think about the teams in the league. Okay, the Cavs got Donovan Mitchell. Tatum can do it sometimes. You look at the best teams in the NBA. Shai, Jokic can do it. Most teams only got one. Now, let's go to the Lakers. They got two guys that can blow your scouting report to pieces, and it don't matter what you do. They can have an otherworldly night, and your scouting report is in the garbage can, even if you play perfect. How many teams in this league got two players where you can say that? I want you to really think about that. So that's why I say good luck trying to beat them in a 7-game series. Good luck. You might get lucky and steal a game here or there. I don't think you're beating them in 7.
Oh, with that said, Lamont, bro, you know what, man? Like they get mad, Lamont. Again, this is a collaboration between FYF and GJK. This is a special live stream. So yes, this is on FYF, and as you can see, Lamont is here, and I'm here as well. But I can keep telling y'all gotta stop messing around with these Lakers because again, it don't matter if it's OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5.
I will put it to you like this here. Legs. OKC, KFC, UFC. Lakers in 5. With Luka playing like that, we got go James. It don't matter. Bron James, Luka Doncic.
Did you just say Lakers in 5?
Yeah, he's speaking like a fan now.
You better get drug tested. Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you. Lakers in 5. Stop that nonsense.
Okay,
That's ridiculous.
I will say it one more time, Stephen A. One more time. Stephen, I want you to listen close. I want you to listen to Legs. OKC, KFC, UFC. Lakers in 5.
I feel like stopping a nigga today. I feel like stopping a nigga today. I feel like slapping a nigga today. These motherfuckers on the road, the hell they learn to drive. Jive turkeys at my job, about to get a cool, cold, mean five. Should've took the day off. Might slap my boss, my own damn kid, pissing me off, as if I hadn't had enough.
We got Twin Man in the building. Shout out to Twin Man, the GOAT James Kingdom member. And shout out to you Sports Talk Only. You guys always represent. And I know Mahari's always been a supporter of FYF as well. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys again for joining us because we are having a great time. We were breaking down film. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, Twin Man. We were basically breaking down the film from Saturday night's game.
I didn't get a chance to watch it early. I was in here dealing with the dad at 3-year-old children. But
it's called birth contraceptions, brother. Birth contraceptions.
So I believe with LeBron on the same team. First things first, we discussed this yesterday. I believe Austin Reeves.
Twin Man, your phone is bad. Twin Man, your mic is bad. Twin Man, can you get somewhere better? Get some better Wi-Fi because you're coming in and out.
Okay, you hear me? Can you hear me better?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, so that's I already know what was going on. Let's go. So, I believe players like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, people who can create their own shot, those two players, they're going to benefit greatly from Luka being there because he's a willing passer, just like LeBron James. Austin Reeves isn't going to see either the second or even the third best defender in the game as often. So I truly believe the Lakers are going to be a problem in the West. I believe they have the potential to finish top 3, even top 2 in the West easy. So I think the more they gel, the more they play together, the Lakers are just going to be a problem in the West. That's not glaze. That's just real. Just seeing what I saw, what they did to Denver, without a true center, without a rim protector, they dominated Denver. To me, it wasn't even close. They won wire to wire in that game. Like, it really wasn't even close. So I believe the Lakers could potentially end up being top 2 in the West easy.
All right. Well, we know you believe in the Lakers, but tonight's program was about basically how people were saying somehow the Lakers just had more will to win. You know, the nonsense we always hear. They just were tougher, more physical, and all this other nonsense. They never really break down what the Lakers did. And obviously, you know, Lamont's a coach, and he breaks down film like the best of them. So I invited him on to have this little program with us so that we can break down film together, because people don't like my eye test. For some reason, my eyes don't work. And when I went to the doctor the other day, the doctor said my eyes are fine. I know a lot of these men that's my age, they a lot of stuff is going wrong with them, including their eyeballs. They need glasses, right? So I don't know why people can't see what Lamont and I are seeing. I don't know why it's such a big deal. We even we had the locker room. Hold on, we had locker room disrespect us, right? Because he used Jamal Murray's post game comments about how the Lakers role players were so active and they all stepped up, and that's because, again, like Lamont said, I know what I'm supposed to do now. I know what I'm going to do, where I fit at. This is perfect. Everybody's doing what they like to do. You know what I'm saying? There's no supplementing nothing. We all supplement one another's weaknesses, and we all get to use our strengths. So, like, that's what the difference you see from we even showed film from November, because, you know, they faced the Nuggets the first game of the season this year. So we showed film from there, and we showed film from the game, and we just broke down the difference in how the Lakers play defense, how they were able to cover the pick and roll, which is what Lamont and I have always talked about when we talk about the Lakers' deficiencies on defense. And we keep saying it's a team thing. You have to play team defense, brother. You have to play team defense. Individual defense does not matter in today's NBA. And you know what? Another thing I realized, Lamont, people really think like 2K. They really think that, like, he was saying how the canceling out. AD cancels out Joker and Luka cancels out SGA. No, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is not this guy's gonna put up 30 points, you put up 30 points. Like, they love doing that. No, it's a team game. There's a reason why guys get 30 points or not. There's a scheme, like Lamont always talks about. There's a philosophy every team has. So it's a team game, my friend, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about the individual. LeBron James 27, 8 and 8 makes him great as an individual, but that has nothing to do with his team. His team could lose every game with him doing that. Like, every game, we know great players like Mitch Richmond, who can never win anything, but was a great player.
So,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you. It's not about will or desire or any of that bullshit people like to say. It like, if you look at the defensive switches in the game, it seemed like they were able to, the defense flowed a lot better. The defensive shifts, they were able to close out on the perimeter faster. The pick and roll defense was better. Like, overall, they're playing good defense, but they were doing this even before the trade. That's what I tried to explain yesterday. Even before Luka got there, with Anthony Davis out and LeBron and everybody else there, LeBron, Reeves, and Rui, the defense just flows better. I mean, I don't understand what the big argument is. I don't see what the problem is. They look way better on defense without Anthony Davis.
No, but even with the idea of them playing better, right, Lamont? You heard them saying, right? You heard them asking, well, what does coach have to do with this? Okay, so what did JJ do differently? Why is nobody telling us that? What did he do differently? Right? They can't even help us understand that.
I don't think it's JJ's fault, because at the end of the day, when you have JJ's a rookie coach coming in, so coming in, you got this huge ego, this all-star in Anthony Davis, who is set in his mind on playing defense a certain way. That's drop coverage. He needs to remember, AD's cried about wanting another big. You want to play him a certain way because he gives you so much on the offensive end. So you want to at least try to keep him happy. Drop coverage made AD happy. It didn't help. It didn't make the other guys happy. Made the other guys look bad, but it made AD happy. And so at times you would get a really motivated AD on the offensive end. But drop coverage really compromised them. It made them very inconsistent. It put too much pressure on guys, especially without Vandy being healthy. It put too much pressure on D'Lo and Reeves to be great perimeter defenders individually, right? Because now they have to do things that you would just never ask or expect of them. And I think the only thing that happened was now getting rid of AD. It's almost like a huge weight off of JJ's shoulders, because now he's saying, thank God, now we can go back to playing a style of defense that might actually, we can like to have consistency. So as soon as AD went down with that injury, what did we see? We saw a shift in how the Lakers play defense. And so everybody thought it was a gimmick, and they trade for Luka. Everybody still thought it was a gimmick. They lose a couple games, so people tried to pile on very quickly. And then there were a lot of people running around on different platforms, like Mingle Jester, who came on here and lied yesterday, saying he didn't make a prediction, which he did. He was on Ticket TV saying the Lakers would lose by 15. He lied. He made a prediction. And what happened? They every game that ticks away, the only thing that's happened is they're just getting better at this new style of defense that they're doing. They're just getting better. It already looked good without very much rhythm and practice at it in game. Every game they get under their belt is just going to get better. And every time they beat a good team is going to give them more confidence. So, yeah, the people that don't want to see this work, y'all better pray that some injuries start to kick in for the Lakers, because that's the only thing that's going to stop the Lakers right now.
Lamont, you see the comment? Read the comment right here that's popped up in the, you see what it says? It says JJ is demanding them to play hard.
Not true.
Ham wouldn't do that. Okay, wait. Tonight, right? You got a game tonight, and you can leave whenever you got to go, Lamont. You don't have to stay any further. You did your job. I appreciate you. But before you go, right? Is this how you watch film right here? Is this how your setup is for you to watch film on your team right here? We can set you up like this. Hey, y'all make sure to hit that Cash App, right? So Lamont can get it set up like this, and he can watch all kind of film.
The
and
funny thing about it
is,
I actually got another monitor right here. I can get something close to that because I got another monitor right here in front of me that I want to use. But no, when I watch film, most of the time, my best way where I throw my headphones on, turn on the noise, turn on my my noise filtering, make sure I can't hear nothing else, and I just watch it on my phone. And I think with me, it don't like I learn the most from. I don't really rewatch like our games. Like I generally, if we have a bad game, I know what caused it. What I'm invested in is I'm invested in finding solutions. So whenever we struggle with something, I'm running around trying to find anything that helps me solve the problem. And actually that approach came from one of my players last year. We got I'm talking about last year. We played a game. We played the number one team in the country. We weren't supposed to be playing this team. It was a D2 team. And we got barbecued by 50. And at halftime of that game, yes.
Damn.
At halftime of that game, right, one of my players was like, after we left the locker room at halftime, he's like, you told us what we did wrong, but he was like, you ain't tell us what to do to fix it. And I'm like, damn, he kind of right.
Yeah,
you know? So from that point forward, I was like, I need to start giving some solutions. You know what I'm saying? At least trying to, because you can't I'm not sitting here watching film trying to just go cry about what went wrong. I'm just trying to go solve problems and and just get on to the next one, and I think that's the best approach right there. But I think when you have AD on the court, you can't fix no problems. You're in drop coverage and you just got to pray and hope for the best. But now JJ can get to fixing problems now because AD gone. You don't have nobody in the paint crying. We got Suge here. What's good, Suge?
What up, FYF, and salute to the panel. Man,
peace.
Bro, what's your name, bro?
Who?
Which one? Go James?
Yeah, the co-host that be up here with you.
Oh, Ajani, brother. Ajani.
I forgot. I be watching.
My bad, brother. Ajani, brother. I'm Ajani, the exposure of peace and blessings.
I know. I be watching you. You kicking ass, man. Hey, why the fuck y'all do AD like this, man?
Well, because this is why. Because I want to know, before you do, Lamont, you about to coach a game. How do you demand your players to play hard, sir? Can you please explain that? I just want to know that, and then we can explain to Sugar why we really not hating on AD, man. We're not hating on AD, man. But how do you make somebody play hard? Play hard. This was brutal. He said this was brutal.
Nah, it ain't like it starts in tryouts. Like you ain't how you even make the team and you don't play hard? What? So you went wrong. You went wrong at the beginning. If you got to sit there and talk about playing hard, you went wrong at the beginning just by picking them sorry bums up. Like, so guys play hard. Like these dudes, it's just that players are gonna do one thing. They either gonna buy in or buy out. Like another coach named Matt Gordon, he was like, I don't care what you run. He said you can run 2-3 zone all game, but he says if players don't think it's gonna work, if they don't believe in it, they ain't not gonna run it hard. So and that's the coach's hard part, is getting the players to believe something gonna work. I just think with the Lakers, I don't think they believe drop coverage will work, and that's why it wasn't working. But I think with the Miami Heat, somehow Spoelstra, he'd get them to believe a natural 2-3 zone will work, and they be running a natural 2-3 zone, and it be working. Because
they're paying for a contract, Lamont. They playing for a contract, Lamont. They paying. That's why he like those dudes. They be paying for contracts, brother.
I watched the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals run a boxing one zone versus another NBA team with Steph Curry at the top. Do you know what type of belief you got to have in your coach to really run a boxing one zone in the NBA with Steph Curry at the top? Like that proved to me right there that if the team believes in you, they gonna run anything and make it work. And if they don't believe you, you can give them the greatest playbook in the world and it won't work. And if you think about it, Darvin Ham, and nobody's going to admit this, Darvin Ham has probably one of the most elite offensive playbooks in the NBA. But because for whatever reason, that team didn't believe in Darvin Ham, it didn't look good. It got so bad where people thought Darvin Ham didn't know how to draw up plays. Darvin Ham, it might be a top 5 offensive mind in the league. They have a whole playbook named after him called the Hammer series.
I was just gonna say that they got a whole thing named after him, the Hammer play. Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah,
man.
The Hammer action.
We're gonna let West Coast get in. So Sugar, so where you see us hating on AD? Did you get a chance to watch us break down the film? Because that was what we was.
I said why y'all do him like that. I ain't hating. The exposure. No, on some real shit though, man. Like I watched y'all all the fucking time. I'll be in the comments. I don't barely hit the link, man. But y'all really just showed me a lot that I ain't see. Like y'all teaching a lot, man, and y'all gotta give y'all flowers. Y'all need that shit gotta be said, bro, for real. Y'all
appreciate that, man.
Real talk.
Appreciate that.
Man, the way y'all breaking the shit down and showing the flaws in the game, because I didn't see AD defensive flaws like that, man. Shit. So I got to give y'all props, man. Y'all chat. Y'all always on fire with the debates and everything, but when y'all break shit down, man, y'all really do break that shit down, man. So I just want to salute y'all, man. FYF, you know I'm watching all the time, dog.
Oh, yeah.
I be in the chat. I barely even comment, bro, but I'm watching. Y'all niggas be kicking ass, man. The debates and everything. Johnny, you fired, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Again, listen, we're going to continue to do stuff like this. I'm going to be reaching out to Lamont to break down games here and out throughout the season whenever he can. We know Lamont's a busy man. He'll do his own streams. We'll collaborate together as Goat James Kingdom and FYF does all the time. But again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure to subscribe to both channels. right? Hit that like button, share the content as well, and also don't forget to check us out on other platforms. You guys know that Lamont and FYF are also on Twitter. He's on Instagram. He's on Twitch. He's all over the place. They're on Discord, just like we are. We're everywhere. Make sure y'all subscribe and follow both of our channels because we talk the game of basketball like none other. Lamont also dwells into other things as well. Lamont likes to gossip as well with the best of them. So shout out to Lamont FYF, man. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, man. And like I said, Lamont does have a game today, so we're going to wish Lamont the best of luck. Lamont's going for his conference title. Now, Lamont, if you get a conference title, Lamont, are you going to celebrate or are you going to say, nah, this ain't nothing, I got to win the championship?
I'd be our three-peat in the conference. We haven't lost a conference game in 3 years, so.
So are you the Buffalo Bills? Are you Buffalo Bills? You won the championship right now. You won, right? You won
the national championship.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, because college is a little bit different. No, but conference means a lot in college. The conference title is a lot in college. That means a lot. So shout out to you, man.
Not at least at my level. At least for my team, it don't mean much because we didn't kind of stomp through everybody. We didn't stomp the mud hole through everybody.
So you're going to be like Kobe tonight? After you win, you're going to be like Kobe tonight? Nobody celebrate nothing? Nobody hold up the trophy? Nobody do nothing?
We probably not. It's not a lot of fanfare. It'd be nice to win it, but
Hey man,
yeah.
Hey, bro,
good luck, brother. Good luck with it.
Yeah, good luck, man. But y'all not only expose AD's defensive flaws, he might be, from what the fuck I'm seeing, he might be a defensive liability. Like he might be a problem on D. Like
Johnny said that a minute ago.
That what the fuck? I ain't hear him say that either. I ain't gonna lie, but
listen, Shook, I went on PC on MLK Day. All right, so that was last month, and I've been said this in Goat James Kingdom on our show well before that. I went back. I got a clip and a whole video of me breaking down the Lakers versus the Heat, and I was breaking down how Anthony Davis is just a complete defensive liability, and I broke it down as a defensive anchor. Not as an individual defender. I didn't realize that people couldn't understand the difference between an individual defender and being a defensive anchor. Like there is just something different. There's a difference between being a good point guard, a good scoring point guard like a Gilbert Arenas or a Stephon Marbury, and being an actual ball facilitator as a point guard. Like there's just a difference in doing those things. You have to be a team guy if you're a ball facilitator, and if you're Gilbert Arenas, you're not listening to the coach. You're just gonna run the play that you know you're gonna score on, right? So it was the same thing with Anthony Davis. He's not doing nothing that revolves around the team. He's just gonna go block your shot. You come in here, I'm blocking your shit, and I'm gonna get this rebound, and we're gonna run. That's Anthony Davis likes to do, and people couldn't understand that. And they made videos about me. I'm talking about tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of people seeing me say Anthony Davis is a defensive liability, and they were trying to chew me alive. Even Lowe made a video after me and Lamont sat here for hours breaking down film and explaining what we were talking about. So this is nothing new. Nothing new.
Is everybody taking this ass kicking that the Lakers gave Denver for granted?
Yeah, if you're a Michael Jordan fan, but if you're a real basketball fan, you know what this means. Any real basketball fan knows what this means.
Yeah, I hear.
I got quotes. Because this is what they like to compare LeBron to. Everything with LeBron has got to be compared to Michael. When the Bulls was getting their ass kicked by the Detroit Pistons throughout the late 80s, during those regular season games, it mattered to Jordan. When they had to go up against Detroit or go up into Detroit and play them, Michael Jordan wanted the Bulls to win those games and beat the Detroit Pistons because he wanted to set a standard, a statement to them that we're not afraid of you, that we can beat you guys, right? That's a part of the game. And back then, they played each other 6 times in a season. So it mattered. It matters, bro. It mattered that they beat them. And they faced them 2 more times by the end of the season. But let me get this Goat James Kingdom member in. Shout out the West Coast, who's always been a supporter of us here in Goat James Kingdom.
I got to go ahead and dip out because I got about 30 minutes.
No doubt.
To get ready.
Go ahead, brother. But when you leave, everybody else leave as well because they don't want to hear Ajani school them. They rather hear you talk the game, brother.
Yep.
Nah, but we appreciate you, man.
Lamont, before you take off, let me just tell you something real quick. I told Ajani this, I think yesterday on Sunday's stream. There's some important people watching the streams, man, because I jokingly told Ajani and you, I'm like, oh, Luka's the one that the Lakers prophecy foretold of, like he's the chosen one, the Star Wars talk, right? And during the Nuggets game, they aired a segment, like a whole Luka Star Wars segment. I'm like, they're listening to like either the fans talk or what we're saying in here, because there's certain talking points that get brought up. on the mainstream now.
See?
Tell you right, man. Hey, I didn't learn that the hard way. Like I said, I did a whole video on it when I did a video a couple years ago. I said my whole point was I basically did a whole video about Jordan's legacy. I said Jordan's gonna end up just being forgotten the way people approach the game. And then like a week later, D Wade went viral for saying Jordan gonna be forgotten. I'm like, that's an odd take to just randomly pop up with, like, cause it took me a little bit of time just to kind of, I'm thinking of trying to creative ways just to get people to click and pull up, you mess with all the Jordan fans, and it was just odd for me to say that. And then a week later, D Wade went viral for saying it on ESPN.
They all
like,
watch. They watch. Like, I'm gonna salute and go back to the chat too, man. And one last thing to say about that, not to change the topic, that TV off. Where y'all think that Kendrick Lamar got that shit from? Hassan Campbell. TV off. He got that from Hassan Campbell. Salute, y'all.
Appreciate that, Sugar. Appreciate it, Shug. Shug, holla at you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Salute, man. Bro, FYF. Good luck, y'all. Salute to the chat.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Y'all be good, man. Enjoy your Monday night. Enjoy the games, man. There are some games up here and stuff as well, man. So, yeah, man, like I said, man, we just here to talk the game, man. Lamont does a great job at it. I don't know why people upset at me and Brandon for trying to collaborate with you, because obviously you got a big platform. People listen to you. And, at the end of the day, I'm just a normal basketball fan. Like I tell people all the time, I don't consider myself some great analyst or anything of the sort. I'm just a basketball fan.
They saying drop the link. They saying drop the link.
I'm gonna drop the link. I'm about to drop the link. I know you're about to get about it. Herm gonna leave when you gone. Herm gonna leave when you gone because he was busy arguing about music. He over here arguing about if En Vogue is better than SWV. That's what he over here arguing about on Discord.
Herm been avoiding this conversation for a while now. He avoided it the last stream.
Yeah, you did not put your money on LeBron James. You over here just trying to just feel better about that loss you got, that parlay. You swore he swore Joker was gonna get a 20-point triple double, but he got you a 12-point triple double.
Bro, so many people was mad. I was watching reel after reel of people mad at Jokic for messing up their parlay. They had him a lock. They had him a lock to drop 21 points. And
there was no way. There was no way anybody thought Joker was gonna get 12 points. There's no way, no way, and there's no way anybody thought the Lakers were gonna, and nobody thought the Lakers would win by 23. Nobody.
I knew they was gonna whoop that ass.
That was start to finish, belt to ass right there.
That was a beautiful game to watch like live. It was that was a statement game that needed to happen. Because they kept getting whooped by the Nuggets. So it's just like, you need to just change that. That needs to change, and it did.
But also, if you look at it, like, I don't know why so many people are on this Denver bandwagon. Because if you look at Denver team, it's just like the video you made. Julian Strother, like, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, like Lowe was tripping on that. Like, because remember we did it, I was like, you tried to tell me that all these guys is these great defenders. And I'm like, you can't tell me that Julian Strother is anything comparable to a Rui or Austin Reeves.
Julian Strother.
Christian Braun and Julian Strother are going to be the reason why Denver beat LA again. Ain't no way in hell you can.
He was basically trying to say that they're better defenders than what the Lakers have. And obviously they're not. And that's all we were just trying to say. They're not. By far they're not. So I don't know why they acted all crazy and they want to be disrespectful. Like, it really don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense. I put the link up for that dude Konami always talking about he wants to hit the link, but it don't make no sense because you was right. Lamont, I was calling them Swathers. I always mess up people's name, but it's Julian Strothers, right? And we saw him play on Saturday night, right? And he actually played the first time they played as well. Again, I don't watch a lot of Denver Nuggets games. I gotta tell people, I'm a realist. I'm a real basketball fan. We all know low market teams don't get no attention from any NBA fan unless you're a Denver Nugget fan. I only watch them when they play against my Heat. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see them play. But he was talking about this dude and Christian Brown. I don't know. Peyton Watson didn't play the other night, but again, they had Aaron Gordon, and they put Aaron Gordon on Luka. Right? So again, and we were trying to explain to him, nobody's using Joker as some great, solid defender, but we were just explaining that as a team defender, he plays team defense. He communicates with his team. He helps out when he can. He looks for help in his weaknesses. That's why they don't put him out in those predicaments to let him go out there and mess up everything trying to play perimeter defense. They figure out different ways to protect him, and they'll live with certain things. So
Julian Strawther is nerd. Like I want you to think about this. You remember, let's say you are Julian Strawther, or Peyton Watson, and you in a playoff game. Then let's say Denver's able to be in a close playoff game with the Lakers, and you got Luka Doncic in front of you with 24 seconds on the shot clock, and it's the last possession of the game. You really think Julian Strawther has a lot of confidence out there matched up with a guy like Luka or somebody on the perimeter? Man, he about to get barbecued. Like,
especially over Hachimura, right? Over Hachimura. No, he's not gonna be better than Hachimura. That's what you don't understand. He barely gets minutes. You was like, when you told Lo, to be honest with you, I don't know who Julian Strawther is.
Bro, nobody know who these guys are, man. It's a reason why we don't know who he is.
It's a reason, and then it's so funny because when I had my Friday night exposure with the Exposer, and I told everybody on Friday night what the Lakers were going to do, they all didn't believe me. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I told everybody, how the Lakers were going to beat the actual Nuggets on Saturday night. Prior to that, so I was ahead of the game. Thank you for the love and support. I don't know how much money that generates for us here in GOAT James Kingdom. How would the Lakers beat the Nuggets? Team basketball.
Yep.
Team basketball.
Team defense.
Team basketball. Now, mind you, so now we're going to see all this Julian Swathers, right, that Lo was talking about. We're going to see how good. Swathers, right? We already know Peyton Watson's the best defender they got, right? Christian Braun. Okay, we're going to see how good Christian Braun is, right?
Swathers competes, though. He definitely competes on the defense.
Again, yeah. If you got a chance to watch last night's program, right, where I broke down the Lakers film, if you go watch that video from yesterday, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. How the Lakers are going to apply pressure with their transition offense and also apply pressure going into the teeth of the defense. They're going to attack the basket. Yep. They're going to destroy teams with that. The Denver Nuggets don't have a great rim protector.
We got three guys that can
now Joker's a very solid anchor, so he's going to prevent a lot of things. But he can't prevent LeBron or Luka getting to the paint. He can't. No. So he's gonna have trouble dealing with that, and that's what's gonna be the problem. And then on top of that, they're going to run better defensive schemes against the Nuggets, which means they're gonna control everything that Jokic does, which is get everybody else involved. There's not gonna be so many open back cuts and things of that nature because the Lakers are gonna be switching a lot more. They're more versatile defensively. And they don't have nobody that's gonna go downhill besides Westbrook. So they don't have to worry about protecting the rim. And if you're gonna just post up Joker all day, you're not gonna win. So that's just how that works.
Yo, you got a gift, my friend. You got a gift. Oh yeah, you saw that there was something that I was trying to do, and you figured that out. That's why you are who you are.
So that was great, man. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this was a special stream between GOAT James Kingdom and FYF Sports Debate, where we wanted to break down the film of the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Nuggets this past Saturday night, because it's just a disservice that you guys get as NBA fans. You don't get an opportunity of people actually breaking down film, explaining, game strategies, plays, and what's going on, execution, who didn't execute correctly. And that is a sad thing about being an NBA fan and a basketball fan in general. But here in GOAT James Kingdom and obviously in FYF, we are here to remedy that for you guys. So again, if you like what we do here, don't be afraid to support both channels by hitting the subscribe button, also hitting that like button. Don't be afraid to also check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership, because like we tell y'all, we do big things here in GOAT James Kingdom, and we're going to continue to do big things, and we want to show some love to all of our GOAT James Kingdom here. Shout out to you, West Coast. Shout out to Sports Talk Only. Shout out to Twin Man. Shout out to all you guys again for supporting what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. All you got to do to become a member is check out our GOAT James Kingdom membership by hitting that join tab when you go to our page and our channel, and you'll see the different tiers and the perks for all the tiers. Just become a member of the channel, and that way you can be a part of special shows and a part of special programs like today, where Lamont and I did a special live. Like I said, we were just doing this for some fun, breaking down film. Shout out to Lamont again. Thank you, sir, for taking your time out of your busy day for this. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Peace and blessings.
Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. Here in GOAT James Kingdom, we attack the GOAT debate head on, where we challenge all Michael Jordan fans and all LeBron detractors to who is the GOAT of basketball. You can catch us every Sunday noon Eastern Time, right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel, for the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and Ajani. Also, we go live Friday nights with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer, where you catch special shows and content as a GOAT James Kingdom follower and subscriber. Also, check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership, where you can get exclusive content.
I feel like slapping a nigga today. Oh, oh, oh. I feel like slapping a nigga today. Oh, oh. I feel like slapping a nigga today. Oh, oh. These motherfuckers on the road, where the hell they learn to drive. Jive turkeys at my job, about to get a cool, cold, mean five.